Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados.
Because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Hello everyone, I'm Alicia.
I'm Nathan.
And I'm Kaitlyn.
And welcome to Adventures and Mousecapades.
This week we're talking about everything that was announced by Disney Cruise Line at Destination D23 today, about the third Triton-class ship coming after the Wish and the Treasure. So, let's dive in. Okay, good talk. Because
They didn't do anything.
They didn't say squat.
No.
They named it.
No, they didn't.
I thought it was the adventure.
Oh, that's the Global Dream refresh of the thing that's going over in Singapore.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
They didn't say anything about the
Third one.
I figured they'd use adventure for
That one.
the new Triton class
Yeah,
ship. But
they did not.
Nope. So my money is that they will make a announcement at D23 next year about what the name of the third ship is going to be.
Yep.
That's my guess. That's my guess. All right. So, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to talk about scary things.
Wow.
Yay.
Alicia and Kaitlyn just got back literally last night. 24 hours ago, you were in the air.
No, we got back this morning.
Yeah, we did.
Well, technically, it was the last time it was dark before it's dark right now.
Yes.
And y'all went down to Hollywood, like the movie stars and glamour fashion models that you are, and went to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Hollywood.
We did.
That's thanks for taking one for the team.
Oh my gosh, it was awesome.
It was so much fun.
Absolutely uninterested. All right, so I know you guys did a tour. So
We did.
What the heck is a tour of Horror Nights? How did that work out?
Well, you can get general admission to Halloween Horror Nights, and that's a cost. And I don't have it off the top of my head, but that's okay. I wanted to do a tour, a guided VIP tour. Sorry, an RIP tour, because it's scary.
Oh,
There is a little bit more substantial cost than a general admission ticket for this, but in my mind, totally worth it. So totally worth it.
cool.
Because you get front of the line access for everything.
Oh, wow.
We got through all of the houses. We got through all the scare zones. We got through the shows, and they gave us food too.
Wow.
So this is the way to go if you can do it, honestly. I enjoyed it so much. Not having to stand in those very long lines.
Yeah.
Very long lines. Time alone, this saved money.
How long were the lines?
Let's see. At one point, I saw the Chucky house was up to 140 minutes.
Oh my gosh. And the event, how long is the event?
The event starts at 7 p.m. and goes until 2 a.m.
Okay, so
But the houses close at like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
okay, so if you don't have some sort of VIP tour or RIP tour, whatever, there's probably no way you're making it through everything in one night.
In one night, correct. Now, I don't know if Hollywood has it. I know that Orlando has a frequent fear pass
Okay.
where you can pay a fee for multiple days.
Okay, so
It's like a season pass for
just for
Halloween
the Horror
Horror
Nights.
Nights, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Caitlin, what do you think about the tour just in general?
It was a lot of fun. It was nice to have someone walking you through like the backstory of the houses and like the scare zones and stuff. Because you got to know a little bit more about what went into it and the history behind some of the houses, like the Universal Monsters one. Like we got to hear about the Universal Monsters and stuff. So that was cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. What are the Universal Monsters?
Well, Universal Studios kind of came up with the whole monster movie.
Okay.
That's what made them famous, I believe.
Got it.
Like Frankenstein, Phantom of the Opera, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Dracula, The Mummy,
Okay.
Wolfman. Last year at Orlando, they had Wolfman versus Mummy versus Dracula.
Got it. Okay, so this is
It's their thing.
it's their thing.
They're
It's
going
their
back to
bread
their
and butter.
their main thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
For our tour, we had Patrick as our guide, and he was amazing. He
Yeah.
was very good. He was funny. He was very engaging, charismatic, all that good stuff.
Nice.
And he walked really fast.
Yes,
though.
he did.
He walked really fast, and thankfully, I wasn't the only person that was a little slower. So, but he wanted to make sure we got through everything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we did.
We did.
so-
Yes,
That's awesome.
with a little bit of time left over.
Exactly.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So, did you realize it was opening night when you booked it?
I initially booked this for the next weekend.
Okay.
And then we planned our team event at work. And it's all next week
Got it.
or this week. So I was like, oh, I should probably be here for the big team event
Got it.
or team week. And so I moved it to the prior week. And I didn't want to do a Friday.
Yeah.
I figured a Friday or a Saturday would be crazy.
Yeah.
So I booked the Thursday. And then after I booked it, I'm like, oh, that's opening night.
Yeah.
All the influencers will be there. That's okay. It was busy. It was sold out.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, honestly, with the tour,
We had a
didn't
tour, yeah.
didn't really realize how busy it was because we were just walking the whole
Yeah.
time. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't really stop. I think the only time we really waited in line was for Stranger Things. But, I
Well,
mean, that's...
Yeah, we'll go through that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like the cost of the tour is kind of like a multi-night ticket anyway. Like if you went twice, it would be about the cost of a tour.
Possibly.
Maybe 3 nights, somewhere
Maybe.
in that neighborhood.
Yeah, maybe 3.
So if you really, so it is kind of an economical way. If you really want to get through everything, if you go do this
yeah.
tour, you know, you're probably getting done in one night what would most likely take you
Yeah.
2.
Yeah. And I mean, you get a lanyard to keep, so that's kind of cool. We started out, checked in, and they brought us up to the VIP lounge, and we got to hang out in there for a bit until the tour started.
What time was your tour?
Our tour was at 7:40.
Okay.
And it opened at 7. And the nice thing about this VIP area is it's on the 2nd floor, overlooking the entrance area of Universal Studios Hollywood. And it was kind of cool because there was a scare zone right there. So we could see the ghosts attacking people with chainsaws.
Yep.
It was horrific.
I'm not a fan of those guys with the chainsaws.
Yeah.
It's just, nah.
You just-
It's a chainsaw. It has a gas engine.
Mm-hmm.
They just hopefully take the chains off.
They do.
I know.
It's to scare people.
I know, but it's just like
You just
I just
gotta
don't like it.
stand there and act unfazed.
Yeah,
because
if you act unfazed, they won't go after you.
Yep.
But it was funny to watch the people that it scared
Yeah,
because
'cause-
they would run away and then they would get chased. I'm like, yes.
Did you see anybody you know, like, or have seen on like YouTube or elsewhere? Like, I know Molly
Kaitlyn.
from Mammoth Club was there, but she wasn't in your group.
I don't think she did a tour.
She didn't do a
that day.
tour.
Oh, okay.
Caitlin saw somebody.
I don't remember who they were.
They're California couple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
It was the Best Life.
Best Life and
yeah,
Beyond.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was them. But we were going so fast. So
you didn't really have a chance to.
and it's dark, so
Yeah.
Wait, what?
yes. After we checked in and we're upstairs in the lounge area just watching everybody, we got taken to dinner.
Oh, nice.
They had an area set up at the Moulin Rouge.
You've been there.
Yeah, we have.
We have.
The real one.
This was a very different one.
Less topless ladies.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Very much so. Yep. There's a buffet there with just a whole bunch of stuff and waters and sodas. And we had an hour to eat. And then we started on the main tour.
Awesome.
The food was pretty good. I don't think, Caitlin, you weren't very hungry at all.
No.
I was hungry. I knew we'd do a lot of walking. I'm like, let me carb up and protein up and be good.
What was the spread like? Like, what was available?
There's a lot of stuff. There's a salad bar. some appetizer type stuff. They had for main course things, there was pulled pork, which is really good.
Yeah.
Salisbury steak, not so good. Macaroni and cheese, corn dog, like mini tiny itty bitty corn dog nugget type things. Those are pretty good. I think there's some curries there.
I know you had pizza.
The pizza. The pizza's actually really good.
Cool.
And a bunch of desserts.
Nice.
And the cutest dessert. Little tiny square of chocolate cake with a knife in the top of it. A sugar knife is pretty funny.
Nice. Okay, so your tour started. What was first? What did you all do?
We started out with the Terror Tram. It was the Exterminators this year.
Ooh.
So it was bugs, which was not very fun.
Exterminators with a Z.
Yes, because it's scary.
Yeah.
So is the Terror Tram like on the regular tram tour kind of thing?
I mean, if you went through like general admission, but the VIP people got our own little bus that we got.
Oh,
We got a trolley. It was
Yeah.
a VIP trolley.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
So it took us down to that area, and we got off the bus and walked through the little haunted trail thing.
Haunted maze. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting that it's called a Terror Tram when the tram just brings you over there and then you walk.
Yeah, I was expecting like to stay on a tram or something, and there's stuff happening around you, but
So the Exterminators was Larry Larva, who they're basically exterminating humans.
Sweet.
And the little, I guess it's the maze part of it, took place where Bates Hotel is.
Oh, very cool.
So they had that all set up, and they were exterminating a couple different kinds of people. One of them was Karen. I can't remember what the second one was. And then the third was an influencer.
I think one of them was like a gamer person,
Oh,
like a streamer.
yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. It's pretty bloody and gory. Not gory, but bloody and
There were a lot of
Murdery.
cockroaches everywhere.
yeah, there were a lot of cockroaches.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
And we walked through that part and then got to, I guess, kind of the backlot area, which was perfect for this because they have the War of the Worlds,
Oh, yeah.
the plane
Yeah.
out there,
Yeah.
which just
With
is
the lighting, it's
amazing.
like dark and there's like red lights everywhere. I'm like scared for my life
Yeah.
that some bug is just gonna jump out
Yeah.
at me.
That's cool. So I think normally, like if you're on the general admission, like that is kind of where the tram tour goes.
yes, it is, and
But-
we will talk about that later.
Okay, but I think it sounds like since you were on the VIP tour, you actually got to stop and explore.
No, the tram, even if the tram, we were on the general admission, they still just brought you there and then
Okay.
you walked the rest of the way.
I think the perks with like the VIP, we got to go into our own little section of, there was a part of like the house that was actually like inside, and there was a little thing just for VIP people, so you didn't have to wait through another line.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the whole tour thing, you got to meet the grabber from the Black Phone, which I don't think the other general admission people got to do.
No, yeah.
The
they didn't.
plebeians.
Yes, the plebeians.
Yeah. So we walked through over that area through the Bates Motel. We got our picture with Norman Bates in front of the house.
That's cool.
And then we walked through Jupiter's Claim from the movie Nope.
Yeah, that was
From
really cool.
Jordan Peele's
Yeah.
stuff. There were people from the movie Us as well.
Yeah, the tethered.
The tethered.
With their scissors and
Yeah,
their
and
red,
their red
jumpsuits.
jumpsuits.
Wow, I'm glad you guys know all these references because I don't watch horror movies, and I'm glad your faces are lighting up with joy and recognition.
No,
but
I
I'm just
love-
like, okay,
It was really cool.
I love Jordan Peele movies so much. That was so much fun to go walk through stuff. I wish I could like just stay in that area and look at everything.
Yeah.
But
We
we
walked
had to move.
We walked
so,
through it fairly quickly,
Yeah.
but we still got to go through it, which is
Yeah,
pretty
it was
awesome.
really cool.
Yeah. And then, at the end, we went down and talked to the grabber. He gave us his magic spiel, and then we got our picture with him.
nice.
And he tried to slit Caitlin's throat.
Well, you
It
know,
was fun.
I could see why.
That was the Terror Tram.
So after the Terror Tram, what came next?
Our first house.
Yeah.
What was the first house?
It was Chucky, the ultimate kill count.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't seen any of the Chucky movies.
No, neither have I.
No, but
I know
mean,
who Chucky is,
Yeah.
or what Chucky is? Question mark. But
doll that comes to life.
yeah,
And is supposedly very gory.
Yep.
Most of these, I think, were gory stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was the Chucky house like?
Full of Chuckies.
Yeah.
Lots of Chuckies.
As advertised?
Uh-huh.
It was, I feel like throughout the house, there were like themes of different seasons, I guess.
Okay.
Because I remember seeing a Christmas area. It smelled really good,
It
like
did.
gingerbread
It
and
smelled
stuff.
really good.
It was really good. And then there was a Thanksgiving area.
Did not smell good.
No.
It smelled like artificial turkey.
Yeah.
Blech.
Yeah. And then we were watching Chucky rack up his kills. you know?
Yeah. There's an interesting thing because we actually got stopped in the middle of this house because I guess there was a line or something.
Okay.
So we were stuck at this area where there was a body down in the corner holding a phone. The phone was playing basically this guy taping himself going through the house.
He was like, it's opening night at Hollywood Halloween Horror Nights 2023. Like going on about that, like going through Chucky, and it's like not as good as I thought it would be. And then he like dies.
Chucky attacks him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty
It
funny.
was just
Yeah.
on the ground. Yeah.
It was very meta.
Yeah. Very meta.
awesome.
And there was an absolutely humongous Chucky doll.
Oh my gosh. I was
At
not
the end.
expecting it to
No.
move.
No.
And it lunged at me. Oh my gosh.
I think there was a
Terrifying.
scream behind me, maybe.
Yeah, there were a couple of those. I thought you would be my shield for some things,
No,
but that
mm-mm.
didn't really
I just
work.
kept going.
You're 18 now. Fend for yourself.
Exactly.
All right. So you survived Chucky somehow,
Yeah.
even though you screamed your head off, Caitlin. Yeah.
Well,
They jump out at you. I mean, it's not just a stroll in the park. And they have all these houses. They're divided into small room area hallways that you go through.
Yeah.
And there's divider things hanging down. So you can't see very far in front of you at all. First off, it's pitch black, except for the show areas.
Yeah.
And you're walking through the hallways, and then all of a sudden there's these, I don't know what they are, rubber plastic divider things, like you're going through a freezer,
Like a
butcher
walk-in
freezer.
freezer, yeah.
And you have to move them out of the way.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then you move them out of the way. You go into the next area and
It's-
boop.
Yeah.
So what came after you after Chucky?
That was the Universal Monsters Unmasked.
Yes.
Got it.
That
Got
one
it.
freaked me out.
That was, yes, that was, there's some crazy parts in there. Let's see. That had Phantom of the Opera, Hunchback, and The Invisible Man. Was that it?
I feel like there was one more. Dr. Jekyll,
Mr.
and
Hyde.
Mr. Hyde.
Mhm.
Got it. Was it the same thing like it was in Orlando last year where they were like competing to see who would win or something like that? Okay.
Mm-mm. It was just like each one had their own individual area.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're a huge fan of Phantom with how many times you read that book and the sequels and stuff in high school and made me read the book in high school and all the rest of that stuff. Did you just like fangirl all over Phantom of the Opera while he was trying to scare you?
He scared me.
Oh, okay.
He was
He's
playing the
his
organ.
piano
Yeah.
and
just, like,
whatever.
all
And I thought
into
it was an animatronic until he lunged out, and I was like, "Oh my god, he's moving!" It was weird. He was basically just like a skeleton with eyeballs and blood all over his face.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
What scared me the most was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
That because I don't really know anything about that.
Yeah.
And so there's just a monster thing. I don't even know what to call it. It was
Hyde.
disgusting
Yeah.
and terrifying. I didn't really know what I was looking at, but it was scary.
All right. Up next, looks like on the list was The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of this. It's a thing. Caitlin, I know you were in love with this show.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of the house as compared to the show? Did it hold
Well,
up?
It wasn't based off of the show. It was
Okay.
based off of the video game,
Got it.
which the show is based on.
Right.
But I was really looking forward to this house. Is one of the reasons why I wanted to go to Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, it was so cool. They had actors like acting out scenes and stuff,
Uh-huh.
which they don't really have at every single house.
Okay.
So it was cool to see that. I know, like, when you first started going in, they had this whole scene where Ellie was telling Joel some jokes from the joke book and whatnot. So that was cool.
Were these like scenes from the video game?
No, they're live actors.
No, I get it. But were they like recreating scenes from the game?
I don't know. Neither of us
I know
have
the
played
first
game.
one was some lines and stuff.
Okay.
But I know they had the voice actors from the game go and record lines, so they would
very
be
cool.
in like audio stuff. So that
That's
was
awesome.
really cool.
Nice.
The live actors in this one were really, really good. It added just another element to it.
Yeah.
It pulled you in a little bit more.
Yeah. No, and it was cool to see, like, at the beginning of the house, you didn't see like full clickers yet. There were people just starting to get infected. And then as you walked through, you could see the progression of the infection. So that was cool.
Oh, wow.
I know, like, in the middle, you could see like full clickers with their scary mushroom face and whatnot. And then towards the end, there was like a big bloater, which was like the big guy was like ripping off some dude's head. I remember going through that room, and I was so entranced with the bloater that I didn't see there was a clicker behind me. It like made its clicking noise, and I turned around. I was like, oh my gosh! It was like glowing in the dark too, which was cool.
Yeah, there was
But yeah,
they had black light paint on some of them. Yeah.
Got it.
yeah, it was so cool.
So thumbs up.
Very much.
Yeah.
so.
Did it meet expectations?
Yes, it honestly went above for
Yeah.
me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if we had done an earlier time, that would have been one that we would have gone back to go see.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Up next after Last of Us was...
The Exorcist Believer.
Oh, yes.
That one was freaky.
This was the freakiest one for me.
Yeah?
Yeah. This is based off of a movie that isn't out yet,
Oh, okay.
but it's the Exorcist series. So
Yeah.
you know what it's about.
Yeah.
And Kaitlyn and I actually watched The Pope's Exorcist the evening before,
Yeah.
which wasn't super scary.
No, but we had also watched Evil Dead Rise.
Yes.
To prepare for the
prepare
house.
for the
Right.
And
house,
so, like,
yeah.
2 possession movies in a row, and then coming to, like, well, I don't know how I feel about possession. Not really. It's kind of scary.
Yeah. This house, though, the Exorcist house, I thought was super scary. There's one part we walked through, and it was just the girls saying the body in the blood, the body in the blood, the body in the blood over and over and over again. And that, I don't know why, that got my heart pounding. Everything was red around us,
Yeah.
just an eerie glow.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure this was the house that had the coolest effect, I thought, because you're going through, it looks like an actual house. And they had mesh on a wall, but you couldn't tell that it was a wall,
Okay.
or couldn't tell that it was mesh. It just
Okay.
looked like a wall.
Yeah.
And somebody pushed their face through.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was freaky.
It was really freaky. So.
Yeah. There was another room where it looked like you were just like a regular hallway and whatnot, but it was actually like a huge room, and there were like see-through walls. I mean, you couldn't really see through them yet because it was dark, and then like lights flash, and you can see like hospital rooms with the girls walking in. They're just like all like smiling at you like really creepily,
Yes.
and it was cool because you would only see them when the lights went on. So like
It just looked like a brick hallway.
yeah,
So it was basically like theater scrim.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
that was cool.
It was really neat.
Yeah. I remember seeing, because that, like you said, I think that movie was supposed to have been out, but it...
No, I don't think it got pushed back because I remember it was coming out in October originally.
Oh, okay.
So I just think
so
it was
it's just not quite there. But we've seen the preview for it in some of the movies that we've
Yes.
seen
trailers
in the
have
theater.
been
Yeah,
for a little
exactly.
bit.
Yeah.
And I remember The Body in the Blood. The Body in the Blood was
yeah.
in one of the previews. I'm just like, I turned to Kaitlyn. I was like, nope.
I remember we were watching Oppenheimer,
That was it.
and I was like, "Do you want to go see that with me?"
Nope. All right. Next up was Holidays with a Z in Hell.
Because it's scary.
Yeah,
What everything in this list is like with a Z.
I know, because
know.
it's scary.
Oh.
This is
Okay.
what Patrick told us.
yep.
Got it. Well,
kept
it's
saying
scary
that.
that they don't know grammar, but sure.
I thought this house would just be Christmas. I don't know why. I thought it would be just Christmas time. It was all of the holidays
it was
of the
cool.
year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It started off. I think the very first room was like a baby being born, so like birthday kind of
Yes.
thing, and then New Year's, I think, and Valentine's Day, and then
Easter. No, St. Patrick's Day.
yes, the
That
leprechaun is creepy.
leprechaun.
And then Valentine's Day,
No.
and then
Valentine's Day.
and then
St. Patrick's Day.
it went in
then
order
Easter.
of like
Yeah, calendar order.
and whatnot. Yeah,
The bunny was creepy.
yeah. That I think for me that was
Murder
the
bunny.
scariest thing in there,
Yeah.
or looking wise,
Right.
because of oh,
Did it have nasty big pointy teeth?
it did.
It did.
Yep.
And
Run away.
Yeah.
4th of July,
Mm-hmm.
obviously people like losing limbs from that.
Gee, how?
Halloween.
Yeah. That was the last one, I think, though.
No, there was Thanksgiving.
Well, I think that was the last one that happened because I remember that was like the biggest one. I don't know.
Thanksgiving was the biggest one? Or
No, Halloween was the biggest
one.
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then,
So I think Thanksgiving and Christmas happened before Halloween.
oh, maybe, I don't know.
Sure, why not?
But the people dressed up as murder turkeys was really weird.
Yeah.
Murder
yeah. And they would gobble
turkeys.
at you.
Yeah.
I was like, it was scary gobbling.
Caitlin, what does scary gobbling sound like? Can you give us a demonstration?
I don't think I can.
It was guttural gobbling.
Guttural gobbling.
Very low.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
But it
it
smelled
stank.
in this house.
yeah.
Some of them were good, like
Yeah.
Christmas, but
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. Like the Thanksgiving smells, like in Chucky, it smelled terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blah.
Yeah.
But
Alright.
I think this was, to me, one of the most like visually appealing houses.
Yeah.
Because there's so much happening and like so many holidays to go through and
Yeah.
whatnot. So it was cool to see.
Nice.
I think this house was based off of a scare zone that they'd had before, just as a scare zone.
Okay.
And it did so well, they did another scare zone another year, and they brought it back as a house this time. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
They got promoted.
Yep. Got promoted.
Well, speaking of houses, I know the next one that's here on the list is something that you two were also very excited to go for. This was a house dedicated to Stranger Things season 4.
Yes. I binged Stranger Things this summer, so I could be up to
Yeah.
date on all this because I hadn't seen any of them.
Worth it?
Boo.
Yeah, it was very good. I really enjoyed it.
What's the boo for?
But she hadn't watched it
Yeah.
before.
Oh, I thought you were trying to scare her.
Oh.
We were walking through this, and we had to go like a back way to get through the house, and it kind of goes through the
waiting
sound
area.
stage that it's in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then as we were doing that, we could hear we're having technical difficulties announcement. And
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
no.
I was like, if we get going this, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. And we went through the line to the front of it, and Patrick was like, we're just going to wait here for a little bit. I don't know how long it's going to be, if it's going to be up or not, blah, 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 blah.
That's the scariest part of the night.
It really was.
No, actually, the scariest part of the night, the general admission line.
Plebeians. All right, so I'm assuming it eventually started
did.
working.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We were there maybe 10 minutes, I think.
I think it was less than that. It really wasn't that
It was
long.
the longest wait.
Yeah.
Well, 10 minutes was the longest wait.
Yes.
Like, sold on the tickets. Wow.
Right. Yeah.
Most of the time, it's just get up there and go right in.
Yeah.
Really.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, trying to prepare myself, and the next thing I knew, we were like walking through the house already. I'm like, oh,
Yep.
that's fun.
Yep. This was good. This was another one that had more live actors in it. I really enjoyed it. It obviously followed the timeline for Stranger Things for half of it. They
Okay.
didn't do the Russia part at all.
Oh, well, yeah, because that part wasn't really scary.
No, that's true.
Caitlin, you are a Stranger Things aficionado. I know
Yes.
you've watched every season multiple times.
Yes.
What did you think of this house?
I loved it. It was so cool to see like practical things. I know the biggest room in there was Vecna's little
house.
hideaway
area.
thing
Yeah.
in the upside down. We got to see like the clock floating in the air, and you could see Chrissy and Max all like tied up to his little, I don't even know what they are, like pillars of whatever the heck Vecna's made out of. And,
Vecna tentacles.
yeah. But I know I was just,
Spectacles?
Vecna. Sure.
Ew.
Vecna.
But I was just thinking that the bodies were just,
Mannequins.
and stuff until I walked by Chrissy and she lunges at me. I'm like, it was scary because her face is all like distorted because her jaw's broken.
Yeah, the
and
jaw's broken, so
everything.
it's just hanging down. You could tell it's a mask, and it really looked like she was a mannequin.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she
Yeah.
popped out and screamed, and
Yeah.
it's scary.
So, but that room was really cool.
There were Vecnas popping out all over the place out there. Yeah.
I know the ending of that house for me was a little anticlimactic.
Yes.
I really wanted there to be more.
Yeah.
Because like in the end, you just have 11 defeating kind of ish Vecna with her powers.
Yeah.
At least where season 4 left off. We know he's not actually dead. But spoilers, sorry. But I think after that, there wasn't anything.
was
I
pretty
mean,
much
like you
it.
kind of walked through this snowball area, but there wasn't
Yeah.
anything popping out at you. It was just decorations.
It was just the one decoration. Yeah, I thought we were going to go into that
the gym,
the gym
where
area, and
the
that was
Mind
just the
Flayer-
end. Yeah.
yeah.
I wonder if that's what went down.
No, it was just the
No.
end of the whole thing.
Yeah, because it was just a hallway after that.
Oh. Huh.
So
It was the
that was
exit.
kind of disappointing, but I loved it.
Do you think it was they cut a room out because of a technical difficulty?
No.
Or
No.
that was just
Like
That
there
was just the
we-
end of
it
it.
was just a hallway. There was no place
Nowhere-
where anyone
yeah.
would pop out.
got it.
Nowhere else to go. It
Yeah.
was exit, and that's it.
Got it. All right. What was up next after Stranger Things 4?
That was Evil Dead Rise.
Okay.
That was
Oh
for
my
me the one I was most scared for.
Yeah.
After watching the movie, I was like, oh my goodness, this is going to give me nightmares.
It was a terrifying movie.
Yeah. Even before the movie, like just looking at the posters and things, I was
Yes.
like,
It
this
looks
lady is
freaky.
creepy.
Yes.
Like just looking at her, I'm terrified.
Yeah.
So it was, I loved it so much on one of my top houses
Yeah.
because they had amazing animatronics, but it was not fun having this possessed lady pop up at me everywhere. In that house, I swear they were after me because like they wouldn't go after mom. They would always go after me. I'm like, why are you doing this to me? But it was really cool.
Yeah. It was scary. It was freaky. There was a couple scenes in there. Oh, did you get wet in this one?
I did.
You
I
did.
got wet and they sprayed things
They
at you.
spray things at you.
It was
and it's either like a blood spatter that you're getting sprayed by or water or something.
Yeah, because I know because you're in the bathroom and she's like in the tub and she like pops up out of it, and then my legs got sprayed from that because she was in the water and whatnot. Yeah, and like blood splatter and everything.
I'm assuming it's not like actually.
No, it's water.
No, it's just water.
All right.
But it's like it happens when there's like a slashing or
Right, right,
something in the scene.
I mean, I figured it wasn't actually blood, but I
No.
didn't know if it was like like tinted or colored or
No,
anything.
yeah.
Okay.
well, I don't know. Everything's dark or red in there.
Was
so
your
it could
shirt
be.
stained after you?
No.
Okay, you're
It's
good.
mainly my legs that got hit.
Yeah. I know in the Chucky house you got spit on by Chucky.
Yes, Chucky spit on me. What the heck?
No, but I think this was one of my top houses just based off of the scenery and stuff because they had a lot of scenes directly from the movie,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
was really cool to see. And I know at the very end, like in the movie, all three of the possessed people kind of conjoin into one. So she's like 3 heads and arms and legs sticking out. It has
It has a name. I can't remember what it was
It
called.
was the
Behemoth-
Marauder.
No, Marauder. That's
That's
what it was. Yeah.
Got it.
But there are 2 like big animatronics
Yeah.
that jump out at you and it was so cool and terrifying, but it was really cool.
Nice. All right. There was one more house.
Mm-hmm.
Monstrous, maybe?
It was the Monster of Latin America.
Got it.
I liked this house a lot.
it was
There's
cool.
some really amazing animatronics in here. I don't know the names of any of the monsters.
Okay.
One of them was like a harpy type
It was
thing.
an owl lady who eats children and
Yes.
stuff. I know.
Sweet.
I think what this was based off of was it was like the stories that your parents tell you as a kid to keep you like in check or whatnot. So I know
Yeah.
there was that owl lady. I really can't remember.
So probably not
anything else.
Krampus because Krampus isn't from Latin America.
Yeah,
but
no.
Krampus was in
But-
the Holidays from Hell one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was that kind of vibe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had a humongous animatronic of her
Yeah.
munching on legs and arms.
Yeah. It was so cool.
Yeah.
Just all the animatronics in all these houses were amazing, like incredible. Like the ginormous Chucky that lunges out at you, that was
Yeah.
really cool. And then like I was talking about before with the Evil Dead Rise, and then this one with the owl. Yeah.
Was this the one where we walked into a giant sack and you're like, what the heck is
Yes.
that? It was this one. Okay.
I was
What?
like, are we going? It looked like, I was like, are we walking into a giant mouth? Like, I don't know. I couldn't tell what it was, but we walked into a bag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Huh. All right.
Yep.
Yep. I know this one also, I think it had smells.
Yeah,
don't
all
know.
of them had smells, but there's
Yeah.
so much going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Because we walked into a room where like a pig was dead, and you could
Oh,
see that
yeah.
that smelled
Oh,
bad.
that was nasty. Yeah.
Yeah. I know in the room before that too, there was this guy like butchering a body, and he like ripped the spine out of the dude.
Yes.
And he was like
Oh.
looking directly at me, and he was like pointing at me, and I was like, me? And then we walked by, and he like lunged at me. So that was cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Oh, so much fun.
Oh, and then also I think it was like this in the Stranger Things house too, but like the little curtain things that you go
Yeah.
through, they were like hard, like rubber stuff.
Yeah.
I got hit in the eye.
Oh.
So that wasn't really fun. So be careful going through those ones with the harder curtain things.
Got it.
Some of them had just like fabric curtains. Other ones
Yeah.
had the harder plastic ones.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Was there, so that's all the houses.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a show like there was in Orlando?
Yes, there was a show. This was The Purge Dangerous Waters.
Okay.
They used the water world set area for this. So it's a water show with, jet skis and boats and pyrotechnics.
Yeah, it
and
was really cool.
It was a very cool show. And very bloody.
Yeah.
Very
I was
bloody.
like, you would see this person like lying on a barrel or something, and then another person would come and like smack a bat down, and then you just see red like go everywhere.
Explosion.
gosh.
Yeah, it was really gory.
It looked real.
It did. Like
Yikes.
somebody's hand got smacked off, somebody else's head got exploded.
Yeah.
And, yep. It was gory.
Fun for the whole family.
Exactly.
They don't want anybody younger than 13 going, is what they've said before.
Gosh, I just turned 46 today, and I'm totally uninterested. So count me in or out, I guess you would say.
Yeah, that show was really good. We haven't watched any of the Purge movies. I mean, I know the background story behind it, but
And they explained a little
Yeah.
bit of what
Yeah.
the purge was in
Okay.
the show. But
the Purge, for those that don't know, is America has a new government, and for 12 hours once a year, all crime, including murder, is allowed.
yeah, it's legal.
Mm-hmm.
There was another show kind of that we went through. It wasn't with the RIP tour.
Okay.
It was Blumhouse Behind the Screams. So from all the Blumhouse production movies, you got to see props from it.
Yep.
I know they had the
Movie
Five
action.
Nights at Freddy's animatronics from the movie that is not yet released.
Yeah.
But it was really cool to see them like that are actually used in the movie and
Yeah.
how like big they are. And you're
They're
like,
really
that
big,
would
yeah.
be terrifying
Yes.
to see that come at you. So that was cool to see all props and stuff. I know they had Megan, the animal doll
Megan
Yeah.
thing,
yeah.
in like a glass case. She was on the other side of people that I couldn't see. I wish
Yeah.
I saw her. It was cool to see all the props and stuff. And then after that, they like crowded everyone into that room. And then when everyone was in there, they took you into a theater and you sat down. And I was expecting some, like a couple things to happen and whatnot. They had the Exorcist Believer trailer. I think it was a new one, like, or a newer one.
Right.
I hadn't seen that one before. And then they also had the Megans come out and do a little show for everyone.
dance,
The
yeah.
dance. They had, I don't know, like
7 or 8
yeah.
Megans. Yeah.
it was cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting there to be more to
Yeah.
it, but there wasn't. I mean, it was still really cool.
Yeah.
But when the Megans like stopped dancing and whatnot, and the doors open, I was like, oh, we're going into another room. But no, it was just the exit.
Yep.
But it was still really cool to see all the behind the scenes stuff and all the props and everything.
Neat.
Yeah.
So were there scare zones
Yes, there were 3 scare zones.
with the Z?
Did all of them have Z's? No, 2
Only
of them.
the 2 out of the 3 had
Zone.
ZONE. Z's.
Yes. The ghosts zones, I wouldn't have known that was ghosts unless
No, because they were just all dressed
they're
in
dressed
white.
in white.
and that was
Yeah,
it.
but they
Okay.
don't look like ghosts. I don't know.
No.
And chainsaws and scariness.
Yeah.
The toy area,
Toys.
toys. The only thing I really saw from that was the jester on stilts.
Yeah, and there was dolls all around, and then there was like a bear
Fuzzy
guy dressed in a bear suit. And I know they had like 2 mounds of like stuffed animals just off to the sides of like the main hub of that scare zone, which was cool.
I thought the last scare zone was the best.
Yeah.
though. It looked really cool. They had
Can you name the scare zone?
El Terror de las Mummies.
Yes.
Terror of the Mummies. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to say that. So nice job. They had multiple very, very tall skeleton
Mummies.
statue. Oh, were they mummies?
Well-
yeah. They're probably like
For the name.
Yeah, okay. Probably like 12 foot tall.
Yeah,
Maybe
they
even
were
taller than that.
they
20
were-
foot maybe. They're really
They were
tall.
big.
Wow.
They had, I think, maybe 3 sets of 2 or 4 sets of 2 just throughout the area. And we were kind of over there more because that's where the Moulin Rouge was.
Okay.
And the scare actors there, I thought they did an amazing job.
Yeah.
They're really good. And that wasn't a very populous area either because there were no houses on the other side of that.
Oh.
So
I think it was also a better scare zone because it was just in a little, like, not hallway, alleyway,
yeah.
whatever. So there wasn't a lot of space to roam around.
Yeah.
So it was a lot more condensed, which I guess
Okay.
was better in the sense where you got to see everything and then the scare actors were right there so they could scare you in that one area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah, and they did a good job because Patrick was talking to us a bunch, and one of them just came up and was like behind Patrick and like, rah, rah,
Like
you know,
moving his
nodding
hands
head
like he's
along.
talking.
Yeah, he's talking,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
It was,
good.
it
That's
was
fun.
really foggy in that
Yes,
area
it was
too.
very
I
foggy.
got attacked by the fog machine multiple times.
So, Kaitlyn, overall, good experience. Would you do it again?
Definitely. I think we have to make this an annual thing. It was so much fun.
It was amazing. I had so much fun too.
Well, I will annually stay home.
And Patrick had said, if you've never done the RIP tour, you will be ruined.
Yeah.
for
You'll
general
never go
admission.
back.
Yeah, and I can totally understand why.
Yeah. I know you didn't do a tour in Orlando last year, but as best as you can, thinking about the houses and what you saw, like the experience outside of the tour aspect, because I think that's obviously going to weight your experience in one way or another. But compare and contrast Orlando versus Hollywood.
Well, with Orlando, I actually got an express pass for the houses.
Okay.
So I can't do the general lines, but I also didn't get to all of the houses either. I don't know if that was because of my knee or the lines in Orlando seemed longer. Even the express lines seemed longer. Like I had to wait a long time even for those.
Okay.
It's hard comparing them because they're 2 totally different experiences. I liked a couple of the houses in Orlando better production wise.
Okay.
I think what I've heard is that Orlando does production better for like all of the Halloween Horror Nights because that's what I've seen online.
Yeah.
People being like, this didn't live up to my expectations. They do it better in Orlando, stuff like that.
Huh.
So I wonder if it's bigger out there. I don't know. Anyway, continue.
Bigger budget. I don't know.
I was listening to a podcast. I'm kind of catching up on stuff, and the Mammoth Club folks were talking about it. And Max kind of made mention that in Orlando, Universal Studios, Florida's Halloween Horror Nights like takes the cake, but in California, he's like it's not Universal's. Like they're definitely not the best. I think he was like Not Scary Farm and some of the other
yeah.
Because
things.
they have the bigger, scary things out there.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I kind of like the California park. It's smaller. It just feels a little more intimate.
it's not 90 degrees at 10 o'clock at night and 85% humidity.
Yeah.
Yeah. That helps.
Yeah.
All right, so closing thoughts. Let's kind of do our little mini rundown here. I get to grill you.
All right.
Favorite house?
Favorite house, I think, was Stranger Things for me.
Mine was The Last of Us.
Least favorite?
Last was close second.
Least favorite house?
Least favorite, Chucky.
Oh,
I liked all of them,
Yeah.
but out of all of them, the least favorite, I think, just because I didn't know any of the IPs, Chucky.
Yeah, I think I have to agree.
Okay.
I mean, I still loved it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Biggest, scariest moment? Kaitlyn, you go first.
Ooh. I think just overall the Evil Dead Rise house, because they were like going after me.
I was going to say Evil Dead Rise when we go in that one room and it's surrounded by doors and all the doors open at the
Yeah.
same time and the same thing comes out at you out of all
Yeah.
of them.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
you can't hide.
Yeah,
They're
there's nowhere to go.
surrounding
They're
you.
all, yeah.
Favorite scare zone?
Mummies.
Yeah, same.
Mummies.
Yeah.
All right. Parting shots. Anything we haven't covered?
I would have liked to have tried the food.
Yeah, that was
We
one thing
didn't-
about the tour, because we
Yeah.
were moving the whole time.
Mhm.
We didn't really get to stop at the themed food
Yeah.
pop-up
snacks and
things.
stuff.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. I think if we do this again, we do the very first tour time available because you take an hour to eat.
Yeah.
And that's once you start the tour, that's part of the tour is your hour for eating.
Got it.
So I think we'd do the very first tour. So we would have a little bit more time afterwards if
Okay.
we wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. That makes sense. All right. So thumbs up from y'all.
Yes.
Assume your thumbs don't get ripped off. But, you know. That sounds fun for you, not for me. I'm totally uninterested in this. Totally uninterested. All right. Well, thanks, ladies.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, we are not affiliated with Universal Studios Hollywood, and we're not travel agents. While we can offer our opinions and suggestions, we recommend working with a travel agent to plan your scariest vacation.
If you have any questions or suggestions or would like to be interviewed on our show, please send an email to podcast@ourmousecapades.com.
And follow us on socials at Our Mousecapades.
Please give us a rating and review in your podcast app. That really helps people find us.
Thanks for listening. We'll be in your ears next week.
Thank you for flying Star Tours. Bye-bye.
Whatever.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween.
In September.
Boo to you.
And you.